Hey, that was fun. Everybody register. You're going to be a beekeeper, and she's absolutely right. Get registered. You need the state to protect your butt. Okay. How many people here are brand new and don't have any bees yet? Great. Excellent. Palm Beach County Beekeepers Association is here to help you. And we want to make sure you all succeed. Statistically, a new beekeeper lasts about 18 months. That's bad news. You go and you spend all kinds of money, you buy that big suit, and you buy some bees in the mail, and you spend all the money on this, and you last about 18 months. And then you call one of our members, oh, my bees are too scary, I can't go in them, please come get them. We talked about stinging incidents, and you're concerned about your chicken. And Africanized bees. Angie, put your fingers in your ears. There you go. All bees, just like all of us people, came from one place, Africa. Okay? The bees came from Africa, all of them. What I want to help you do is I want to help you get started so you succeed. Okay? So we're going to talk about the equipment you're going to buy and where you're going to get bees from. Okay? We have some examples here of beehives. How many folks here have 10-frame deep boxes? That's a commercial beehive. It's a commercial beehive. Okay? You can get there. I suggest, and we'll go through why, I suggest you don't start that way. Okay? I think that is a big reason why a lot of folks don't last more than 18 months. Okay? What I suggest...
Those are pretty blue.
Why don't you ask how many people have those?
What's the question?
Well, you ask how many people have those, but you don't ask how many people have those.
How many 8-frame medium fans do we have here? Yes! Okay. This is what I suggest if you're going to be a brand new beekeeper and you want to succeed. You start with 8-frame mediums. Okay? More left of stuff there. All right, for the geniuses here, how many cells are in a deep frame? You guys are cheating. That's using my answer for the bees. How many?
3,000, both sides.
3,000, about 7,000, 3,500. Those are the 5.4s. How many are there here?
A little less.
The medium. About 4,500. Okay? Medium, deep.
40 cells or worker
cells? Worker cells. You'll notice that one deep box and 2 medium boxes pretty close to the same, right? If you were to come up here and look, you would see that the space left over on an 8-frame medium, I can put my hand almost all the way down. This one I can barely get my fingers in. Why is that important?
For a lot of things, bee space.
Bee space.
You don't roll your bees, they're happier.
Trying to get a frame out of a box. Okay? For those of you that haven't done it yet, bees glue everything together. Okay? Everything. And in order to get it loose, they glue it together with propolis. Propolis is like super glue. Okay? It doesn't have tensile strength, or it doesn't have shear strength, it has tensile strength. What's that mean? Well, in order to get, if you try to pull this out, it ain't gonna happen.
They
But
all
if-
come up.
If you move it to the side, it'll come out. I've got a whole lot more space here to do that with. This, you do not.
Yeah, for some reason, manufacturers do create
Well,
more
they make
space for an
these.
8-frame box than a 10-frame box. I don't know why, but they just do.
Once you use the 10-foot, you know, you're done with the hive tool, you guys let get in there.
Hugh, you and I are gonna talk later. What I see happen, I've been here for about 12 years. I've learned a lot. Eric's been my teacher, Kevin's been my teacher, some of the past presidents. I've learned a lot in 12 years, and I've listened to a lot of new beekeepers. And what I hear from them is this: well, the bees got a little too defensive, they got aggressive. And as a beekeeper with a little bit of experience, I go, well, what do you mean by that? Oh, well, you know, I opened the top and they were flying at me. How many of them? Oh, just a few.
Normal.
That's not aggressive and that's not defensive, okay? That the bees just flying. As a new beekeeper, okay, it's okay to be a little anxious, okay? When I first started, my wife bought me the moon suit. I had the entire thing from head to toe.
He was the Michelin man.
Yeah. In July and August, it's hot.
Yeah.
I had some great mentors that all came here and lectured at Palm Beach County Beekeepers Association. And I got to see them do beekeeping with less and less and less equipment. And I thought, well, if they can do it, maybe I can do it too. You should always stay within your comfort zone. But as you get more and more comfortable, you'll find that you don't need everything. The last thing, and I think that was a lot of the topic and a lot of the fear about aggressive bees and defensive bees. Nobody should have mean bees. Nobody. If you have mean bees, you fix it. You get a new queen and you fix it. And it's that simple. But what I hear the new beekeepers say is it just got too big. So you're supposed to inspect your hive every couple weeks. Well, when this fills out, right, 7,000 cells times 10, and it's all full, how many bees is that? About 50,000? Okay? A little intimidating if you're a brand new beekeeper. So what do they typically do? Oh crap, I ain't going in there. They put another one on. How many bees you got now? If you weren't gonna go in this one, you ain't going in that one. You're no longer having fun. It's not a fun hobby. You're afraid of it. You're scared. That's not good. You last 18 months and you quit. Then you call Eric. Eric, come get this hive in my backyard. It's mean. And he or I go there and we're like, oh, these ain't mean. Where's your video? I don't need one. They ain't mean. If you start off this way, if you start with an 8-frame medium, you got all that space to pull it out. Oh yeah, there's the queen. Oh my God, I can't find the queen. Where's the queen? Oh, there she is. Very simple. Very, very simple. When this gets filled out, when the 8-frame medium gets filled out with bees, it's okay to put another box on. When that gets filled out, I'm going to show you something that's really cool. Me juggling exposures. When this gets filled, what you can do is a split. How many beehives have I got now?
2.
Ooh, interesting.
It's almost that easy.
It's almost, there's a little more to it, but that's 202, not 101. This colony right here, 2 boxes of 8 frame mediums. We're the clean excluder, that's the 10 framer. It'll work, but there's the 8 framer. That will make you about 30 pounds of honey. 30 pounds of honey is a lot of honey. Right? That's a lot of honey. That'll make you a lot of honey.
30 pounds of honey a year or? No.
Here's my answer to that. It's
That
farming.
is, location, location, location. Remember, it's all in location.
How much honey do you think this one's gonna be? It's bigger. Is it gonna make more? No. Why? There's more bees to feed.
Consumption is a lot bigger.
This will make you all the honey you ever need.
A lot of commercial beekeepers use a single 10 frame box for their honey production. And you work them into doubles, you think, oh my God, I got all these bees, they're gonna have twice as much honey. They consume a lot more too.
I have a question.
Yes, go right ahead.
So you look at 8 frame, over here you have bees, but when you do the 8 frames over there, you only have the shallow ones. How come you don't use the 8 frame beat in the back?
Because this, I'm trying to get folks to start with this, and it's a great question. To start with this, and all your equipment's the same size.
Okay.
So I can do this, I can do that. I can take this off, I can put this over here, put this one over here. When it's time to put this on, I can take this frame that's full of bees, and I should put this. Full of bees, put it in this top box, put the top box on there. Ooh, they're gonna move up faster. Bees love to move up. Yes, ma'am?
Somebody's already using the 10 framers, and could you recommend to them they can just use their mediums? Use the mediums for the brood chamber? You're using 8 frames.
Correct.
We have 10 frames.
Well, I'm gonna get to, if you're already in a 10 frame box, I'm gonna tell you what to do.
Okay.
How to get to an 8 frame medium. You can use your medium box, okay? But again, you have that, there's no space. It's harder to get a frame up and out of, and like someone says, you'll roll your queen. You've got a better chance of rolling a queen.
Well, even if you don't roll the queen, and you just roll the 2 sides of the bees together, that pisses them off and they come flying up at you more.
So here I have another suggestion. So make it a 9 framer and just figure out.
And you can do that, you absolutely can do that.
Too much room all the time, they shift around and they
Well,
cross hatch. Could you put a little piece of board in one end or something and make it just right?
You can do all kinds of things with this. I'm trying to get people who are just getting started to be, effective and successful. Because the more successful you are, the more successful we are.
And the more happy you are at the end of the year, the 18 months, you're happy with your bees, but you're likely to get past that age. Because after 3 years, you're addicted.
Yeah, you're hooked.
Face it, you're
absolutely hooked.
You're going. Yeah.
So I want to talk a little bit more about woodware before we change gears. All right?
Hand over there, Lee.
Huh?
You need a hand?
No, I got it. Oh, these are nook boxes. I know people have, what's a nook, right? Anybody have that question? Come on, be brave. So what's a nook box? It's usually 5 frames. These are deep ones. How many cells? 7,000. These are mediums. You're more than likely going to buy a nuke. You can also, if you come to the 202 class, whenever we have that, we'll teach you how to do swarm traps and catch freebies. Fingers in your ears again. Freebies, swarm traps. Okay? So you're going to get a nuke box, maybe cardboard or plastic, but you're going to get a nuke box full of bees. Bring them home, you're going to be all excited. You're going to put on all your gear. Try to light your smoker, it won't work.
You light it first. You light it first.
Maybe 3 or 4 times, you'll eventually get a little smoke going. So you're going to bring it home. And my advice is this. Get your nook box from somebody local, wherever it is close to where you live. Those bees know how to survive where they are. Maybe someone's going to get mad at me for this, but don't order packaged bees. Don't order bees from Georgia. It won't work.
No, they abscond.
Yeah. When they put together a package of bees, they take a cage and they go out to the apiary and they shake bees from this box and bees from this box and they fill it up, and then they take this queen that doesn't know them and they don't know her, stick it in there, and they say, woo, give me $300.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube, you can commercial package bees, and you can see how they do it. And it's pretty intense. I mean, they empty out 300 boxes of bees, and they've pretty much gone through and got all the queens out, and they just shake all the bees. They just keep shaking into big boxes, and they just take scoops of bees and into a funnel, and yeah, and into this weighs 3 pounds, boom, boom, close it up, that goes off. And then a while later, they come in, they have cans of stuff, juice, and they have the queen that they'll staple it inside. It's a square cage, and it's a process. I mean, it works for a lot of people, but for the cost and for what it is, you're starting out with bees, a queen, and that's it. When you buy an established nook, you've got 4 to 5 frames of drawn comb, you got 2 or 3 frames of brood, you got resources for them to survive, and you're going to be much more successful on the transfer.
So, and then so there it is, you got your smoker going, you got your stuff on. All you do is this is not going to come out and make me look bad. All you got to do is pull out the 5 frames, put them back in order that you pull them out. There's 3 frames in here, 5 and 3 is. Let me hear it. 8.
Need a hive tool?
Got it. There it is. Right? You throw the lid on. And it's like your first aquarium.
Except for you can't see what's going on inside.
Well, you see them coming and going.
Selling medium.
Right. And not everybody does. Not everybody does. Yeah, make sure it's medium. And I also suggest,
You may have a challenge with that.
yeah,
That's hard. I do have medium nooks, but they don't currently have any bees in them.
how many you got? I want.
I have about 5 or 6.
What was our question?
Finding medium nooks already established. They're very, they're going to be a little challenge because most nooks are deeps when you buy them. So
It can be done. And the 8-frame
or you
medium,
special order.
the 8-frame medium stuff, online, Michael Bush, he's a great resource. He's come to the association. We've had him a couple times.
Yep.
Really, really good information, free. It's not YouTube videos, sorry. But I suggest you start with 2 colonies. Okay? If you have 2 colonies and 1 colony is not doing well, you can take some resources from the good one, put it in the weaker one. Okay? It's a good idea to start with 2. Now, What happened to that first goldfish you all had? Goldie didn't make it, right? All right. What do you think it was that killed Goldie? Did you just ignore Goldie, or did you give her too much love? Too much love. I know you want to go in every day and look at the bees. And
Just look at it this way, the more boxes you buy and set up, you go into one every weekend, that way you get your fill.
there you go.
But don't go into your hive every week.
And everyone is going to buy brand new equipment. And it's going to be shiny and nice. Not like this ugly old stuff.
Give it a month or two.
That, let me tell you something. I'm a neat freak. I like things neat and organized. And I started off beekeeping that way. And I learned something. Bees don't like it. Bees want to create their own little environment. And they're going to have their own little environmental center. There's going to be all kinds of things in there. You need to recognize who it doesn't matters in there and who does. You're not going to learn that on YouTube either. You're going to learn that with us, because we're going to teach you. Okay? So it doesn't have to be spotless. How many engineers do I have here? Yeah, okay. Right, guilty, huh? Oh, I got to clean that right up. Get the center. No, no, no. They like it to be a little used. If you buy your equipment brand new, and if you like to assemble it, I like doing the Woodware stuff. That should also be another course, because when you put a box together, what's the most important thing about putting a box together?
Making sure it's square?
Has to be square. Gotta be square. If it isn't square, you'll be like, oh my God, for the rest of your life, you're gonna live with that damn box. It'll be the only one that doesn't rot.
You probably. Well, if they're all out a little bit, then it's okay.
All right, who can spot what's wrong with this box? Vitaly, what's wrong with this box?
Not painted on top.
There you go. Glenn, our apiary chairman. We love you, Glenn. If you don't paint this, okay? Oh, you did a lovely job painting this. If you don't paint this, the box is gonna rot. Okay? And you not only do you paint that edge, you paint this too.
That I
Okay?
never did.
It's called the
They
frame
don't
rest.
get-
The
they
frame
don't-
sit on. You
they don't
paint
put
about
propolis
an
on there
inch
if you
into
do
the
that?
inside perimeter
No,
of the
there's still
box.
purple. Yes, sir.
What about if they have beeswax coated for boxes for sale?
If they've been dipped, you don't have to worry about it.
You can't paint the beeswax.
Good luck.
Won't stick.
What paint do you use?
Any good exterior latex?
Actually, I use whatever's in the goo file at Home Depot.
One at a time. Yes, sir.
What's the reason behind the painting the frame rest? Well,
If you don't paint it, it'll start to rot. It'll
As the
rot.
water gets in there, it soaks into the wood, and then the wood doesn't dry
I
out.
thought we should introduce paint inside of the box.
Yeah, but it's
Top
non-toxic.
is okay.
It's non-toxic paint, you're not using, so once
Okay,
it's
all right, I
dry.
got the idea.
It doesn't hurt the bees.
Yeah. Another product you can use is
Echo.
Eco treatment. It's a powder, you mix it with a gallon of water, and then you can just dip your boxes in there, and it almost looks like it's pressure treated, but as it dries, that's what we've been doing the last about a year and a half now. We're having fairly decent results. I know I go to some of these conferences, and some of them have maybe 10 years that these people have been using this stuff, and they say that the boxes last. What it does is it allows the water to absorb in, but it also allows for the wood to dry. The thing with paint is, once water gets in past the paint, the wood gets wet, it can't dry out and stays there and rots because the moisture's there. So I've gone tooth and nail, meticulously painted boxes. And a year and a half later, 2 years later, the corners just start to rot out because it's getting water in there. The telescopic lids help to prevent that a little bit, but it's another level of, keeping your boxes somewhat dry.
Do yourself the biggest favor and get yourself a little diary book. I still have mine. Even if you have only one hive, I suggest you get two, but even if you only have one, you write down in it the date, which colony it is, A, B, C, D, however many you end up with.
101.
What you did on that day, what you think, what did you see. This will be really helpful for you, okay? You can look back on it and learn, and you'll realize, oh, look at what I've learned, because I now know the answers to those questions. It's a very cool thing.
And I guarantee if you go into your hive this week and you go in 2 weeks later, you're gonna think, what did this happen? I write on the lids.
So do I,
And then you get
because I can't find those later.
paint marker and you write on the lid. It doesn't have to be that much information, it's just gotta be enough information where it gets you by. I mean, if you really need to be literal and write a bunch of stuff, hey, that's great, it's better for you. Better for your bees.
It's a nice habit to start. If you're a beginning beekeeper, it's a really nice habit to start. Yes, ma'am?
My only issue with that is I went very quickly from 1 to 4,
Yes.
and then I was sharing things back and forth, and you get mixed up which is hive 1 and which one's hive 4. So it's like, screw it,
And
writing on the lids is easy.
that's a part of why you need to keep the diary and write on the lids. Once I did okay, and I ended up with about 5 colonies, and after about 5 colonies, like, okay, I can't keep it straight. So that's when I started writing. But in the beginning, it's a great way to kind of get the hobby going and you realizing where you're at. If you have a question, you saw something, oh, I saw something. Write it down so that you can ask your mentor from our mentee list. All right.
5-minute warning.
It's in the works, you say?
5-minute warning.
Rapid time.
Okay.
Step it up.
Then shh. A ventilated jacket is probably the most you're going to need here. Okay? They come with a hood. I don't like them. I get a veil and I use the veil.
Shorts work real good under those too.
I got 5 minutes. Any questions on, don't buy the cloth jacket, you'll just cook. This gives you all the protection you'll need. I've been in a commercial yard and this is all I'm wearing. I've got pants on, but nothing underneath this and I don't get stuck. Okay? Most of the time, all I wear is a long sleeve shirt and a hat. Okay, that's basically in a commercial yard. In my own yard, a lot of the times I wear nothing. Well, I wear pants. Always wearing pants. There's no video evidence.
From experience?
There's no video evidence to the contrary. And get yourself a good pair of gloves, okay? Most of the time I won't use gloves, but I know in the beginning you're going to be scared. You don't want to get stung. You're going to get stung. It's going to happen, okay? You can't be a plumber without getting wet. You're going to be a beekeeper, you're going to get stung. How do you react? When you get stung, you take your fancy dancy hive tool, you pull the stinger out, and you put heat on it. Don't put ice on it. You put ice on it, it'll get worse. Heat, about 105 degrees. The venom degrades, the vessels open up, wash it away, you're all set. If you get stung, and you start to have your throat closed up, okay? And you're feeling short of breath. This is mostly for the guys. Don't go off into the bathroom alone, okay? Because we'll find you there dead. The women are smarter than this. They're going to go, you know, I'm having a problem. Men, for some reason, want to go wander off alone. Call 911. How many people are allergic to bee stings?
2%.
1 in a million. 1 in a million. Okay? Swelling up, itchy, ouch is not an allergy. That's a normal reaction. We have a couple of apotherapists here in the audience. So anybody who's interested in apitherapy, we have some folks, right?
What's that?
What's
apitherapy?
That's getting stung for a purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose.
For a purpose, on purpose.
When you buy your smoker, don't get cheap. Buy the good smoker. This one has a nice guard here, because this is going to get hot. This extra piece of metal will keep your fingers from getting hot, even if you're wearing a glove. A lot of fires have been started with smokers.
You're not a true beekeeper till you burn your truck down.
We have a member who did that. Have a fire extinguisher handy. At the very least, a 5-gallon bucket of water. Okay? You can burn things down with it. Okay? So be careful.
It also helps, I've noticed that a lot of them recently don't anymore have the wires going underneath the can. So you sit it on your equipment and you burn stuff. So you want to buy one that has the wires actually going underneath the bottom of your can.
It's got the feet on there.
Good
See
feet.
that? They're making cheap ones that don't now.
You know, don't buy a cheap Amazon one. Go to one of the bee companies.
Kevin had a question.
Wait, Kevin second. Yes, sir.
Yeah, where can I get measurements for the 8-frame loop? The 5-frame.
Where can you get the measurement? Did you bring a tape measure?
Over there with the tape measure.
Yeah, you got a tape measure?
You can order them, it's the same thing.
Yeah, you order them, pull one together.
As a 5-frame deep nook, except for it's 5 5/8 tall.
You can order those from South Florida Bee Supplies if you tell her in advance, and you can build them yourself like I do.
Okay, Kevin?
Kevin,
I just had one question. Where should I put my hive, and what should I face it for? The east, west, the north? Should it be in the sunlight? Should it be in the shade?
more sunlight is better for the bees, less small hive beetles, but frankly, they don't care if you're facing east, south, north. They really don't care. Yes, ma'am.
What perfume do bees like? Which brand?
Lemongrass oil.
You'll find out when you get that really nice and smelly shampoo.
Try not to wear a lot of cologne, perfume.
What is the favorite perfume of bees? Strong smells, soaps, deodorants.
Your best bet is not to wear perfumes and colognes and certain shampoos and that type of stuff when you're working your bees. They can be agitated. Also, certain things in the smoker, you want to stick to a certain kind.
No marijuana.
Bark. You put the wrong stuff in there, they're going to get a little feisty on you.
Don't use oak leaves.
Yeah.
It's a no-no.
Yeah.
They agitates the bees.
And green grass aggravates the beekeeper.
Like positioning of your hive, 100% sun is best for the bees, or as a beekeeper thinks. But I try to set mine in so as the sun goes up, I got maybe an hour or two of shade so I can work them, or have them set up to where as the sun goes down, I got an hour or two of decent, so I can work them in the shade. But man, in the middle of summer in July and August, when you got to work them, it's nice to be in the shade. So, if you got 80%, 70% shade, part of the day is good.
He's in the shade, I'm the one out in the sun. Yes, ma'am.
Other question, screen or solid bottom boards?
I have a lot of mine are screen bottom boards.
And some are solid. I have both.
And I started doing this is at least 12 years old. I started doing this because I heard that it would help with the varroa mites. The varroa mites would fall through and they couldn't get back up. Yeah, I don't think it's true.
Hearsay.
Yeah.
What knocked it off the bee?
Huh?
What knocked the varroa off the bee?
The bees, hopefully.
In any event, I think probably there's some better ventilation here in Florida with it. I don't
If
think.
you want to
it
move your bees, it's good to have screen bottom.
Yeah.
It depends on what type of treatments you're going to do. If you're using oxalic acid vapor, the screen bottom's not going to be a great option. If you're doing,
You're going too far ahead. That's
doing
2 and
other
2 and 3 and 3. So you can have either a screened or a, yes, sir.
Does the activity change with the seasons, with the or in the temperature as well? The temperature being the time of year or the temperature being the time of day?
Yes, to all the above. I was just in a bunch of my nooks today, and some of my other hives. We've just reached the point where we've got 11 hours of sunlight. The bees are starting to go, okay, it's getting time to go. By whether they're going to start gathering nectar and making honey, or they're going to swarm and split. You will see them, they're like chickens, however many chicken people we have here. You know, your chickens stop laying eggs, okay? When the sunlight gets less, the bees stop laying eggs too. So, yes, they're very temperature sensitive. The temperature in a hive is about 95 degrees. They will keep it at 95 degrees pretty much no matter what. Does that answer your question?
another answer to your question is, don't go in your bees like a half an hour before it gets dark. There's kind of this thing called the bewitching hour. They really turn into bitches at about an hour, about 30 minutes before the sun goes down.
He said witches. He didn't say anything else. He said witches.
It's the witching hour.
Witching hour. Yeah.
The bewitching.
Yeah.
So it's easier to handle them when it's cold, would that be?
No,
they don't.
They stay the same temperature.
You don't want to go opening your hive when it's 40 degrees. Today I waited till noontime. Hopefully you guys, as new beekeepers, will make everything optimum for yourselves. You'll go in at noontime when most of the guard bees and the foragers are out of the hive. Bright and sunny, it's a warm, fun day. This is a hobby, right? You guys
Rainy days are not good.
Yeah, rainy days sometimes bugs them, but at the end of the day, 5 o'clock, they get a little grumpy because everybody's home and they're like, "What are you doing here?" Leave us
Nice and
alone.
quiet now, all the kids came home.
Yes, sir.
When you have a box ready to go with bees, like you get a local bee person to give you like some starter with combs in it or something, when you're putting the next new one on top, do you have to get a separate queen or is it the same queen and one queen per tower?
Box. Yes, and you don't put another box on top until, is it an 8 frame or 10?
10. Sorry, I'm gonna go 8.
80% full.
Yeah, it has to be almost all the way filled out. And one second. And one of the things that happens with the 10s is the 10 frames is they tend to not do anything with those 2 frames on the outside. The 8 is filled. Yes, Angie.
Can I chime in?
I said yes.
This is something I noticed that when I'm out doing inspections on beekeepers. Hold on. And it's a pet peeve of mine. Okay, so you have a smoker, and I have a lot of new beekeepers that cannot light a smoker. They'll say, for whatever, my smoker's not working, my smoker's not working. Different manufacturers do different things. What it is you're gonna get this in with the smoker. Some of these are attached, like probably I would say the dance is attached. Some of them are not. So you're gonna have this flopping thing that's flopping around. And a lot of, unfortunately, doesn't come with any instructions at all. So it's just sitting there. So what it is that you have to think of it like a charcoal grill, and you gotta bend the tines. Bend the tines down because you wanna get that airflow from the back. You wanna have that sitting up like that. and you put your fuel on top of there, and then the air is drawing through. But I run into a lot of people who do not know what to do with this. I've probably inspected over 100 backyard new, and maybe 1 or 2 have actually figured out what this is. A lot of times it's laying upside down, or it's flat, and they can't, they're fighting their smoker because they can't keep a lid. So I just wanted to say, if you got one of these that are flat, that's what you do with it. You bend the tines. Bend it down and make it like a little charcoal grill. And that's it. And this is actually from Man Lake, is one of the bigger distributors, so. But I wanted to chime in. It's a pet peeve of mine.
Are we done? Are we done? Oh, yes, ma'am.
So what I'm understanding is like, it's bad if you have a pool, like the bees are gonna go in the pool?
Well, they may, but you'll just put something that floats on the surface to rescue them.
Oh,
The bees love the chlorine. And if you don't think you have chlorine because you have a saltwater pool, well, the salt's being converted to chlorine. So like Angie said, they're after the minerals.
But we need to put like some other type of water
That's
that's
a good,
not
a
chlorine,
good thing too.
right?
They
Well, they want
they like
chlorine.
something.
So it's okay that they go over there?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of them
Except for a lot of them drown.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna put,
You give them an alternate surface. They go to my pond and they love the scum ring around my pond.
yeah.
The nasty.
I mean,
They
a good
prefer
solution to
that.
that, they sell 5-gallon water jugs that are automatic dog feeders. You fill it with water, you put it upside down, you sit it outside, put a couple rocks in it, and it always stays full until that 5-gallon of water is gone.
Fill it with
The
marbles,
muckier
fill it
it
with
gets,
rocks.
This is what I
the
like.
more they like it.
Yeah.
Or you put a little chlorine in it, and they'll love it too.
Okay, last question.
Go ahead.
What if they're near our outside area?
I don't care.
That they don't
They don't.
share? Okay, and then the last thing,
Well, I wouldn't put the hive next to that because they're gonna get agitated.
because of the noise.
Right.
whatever. Okay, and then what about mowing the yard though? Like, what do we do?
Well,
Smoke
what-
the hive.
We have to have like a gravel area where that, like, we don't even go near those.
in the back. We can't do that.
So here's the question. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Here's the question. How do you mow around the hive?
Go fast.
Really easy. You light your smoker, you smoke the bees, you tell your husband to put the veil on, and when he mows past it, blow the grass away from it and go fast.
Or you do it early in the morning or late at night. That's probably even better idea. Just do it a little bit later or a little earlier before.
When
The
you
other
do it
thing
enough.
you could do,
Again, don't blow the grass in the bee's
Keep on
face.
going.
right, pass it once, and if they don't come boiling out,
Make
then,
another quick pass.
right.
Okay, we gotta get to the raffle, so.
Yes, does everybody have a blue ticket for a door prize with a little black prize?